What's good?
Yes. We have a question for you. How do you measure your progress?
hmm How do you measure your progress, and how do you measure your improvement?
Yeah. So a lot of people feel frustrated. A lot of people feel like they're stuck. A lot of people are playing into the emotion of overwhelm because they are not, um, they don't have a plan or a strategy to know what their current state looks like. Let me give you an example. I know that kind of sounds like crazy, but a lot of times when we are setting goals, setting targets, setting visions for ourselves, we haven't identified exactly what that looks like in a successful way. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for instance, if we're working on a big project and it's a big project, it's not something that you can just check off in a day. What tool, like what measurement that I'm tracking consistently, daily, weekly, or whatever, to let me know that I am making progress and moving forward on the project.
Yeah, because again, you might have found yourself going on autopilot. It was like, okay, you set yourself out to do a task, and now you're doing it, and then not even realizing that, okay, it's like it's crashing and burning behind you and right next to you, but you're not taking any notice of it. You're not like slowing down so you can actually speed up, because what does happen is you don't you don't notice if something's not working. So you don't know what you don't know, because you don't know that you should be taking that time for yourself, and that time for reflection, and that time to realize, okay, what's working, what's not working, right? And that's important because you don't want to, what's the word, you you want to improve, but you don't want to do it at your detriment, and you don't want to just move forward aimlessly. You don't want to move forward, and there's no measure of, okay, I'm actually growing.
Right.
It's like you might think you are, but it's not until you identify like these things that's holding you back. Maybe it's you're not maybe it's the lack of motivation, maybe it's obstacles in your way, maybe it's resources. Like, you haven't identified what are these things that's gonna get in the way of your improvement,
Right.
because these are like these are habits, these are activities, these are behaviors that you get to monitor to see whether or not you're actually in alignment with your assignment, in a sense. Are you in alignment with what you actually initially set out to do?
Mhm. So yesterday, I know, like we were, we've been talking about prioritizing to be more focused, have more clarity, and also be in a position to where you are consistently completing your commitments and making progress, and just following through on your commitments. And so, the piece that we're talking about today is measuring your improvement, because a lot of people, a lot of us, we go into seasons, right? And so if you feel like you're in a cycle or you're stuck or you you like you're just like frustrated, this is a great time. Or if you're not doing this already, definitely put it into your routine of checking in with yourself, but just taking a pause and uh reflecting on how far you've come. You want to take, like, this should be a part of closing the loop of making of making progress. So we send how do you measure your improvement. So you can do it daily, you can do it weekly, you can do it multiple times inside of a day. But when you are checking in with yourself to see, don't just say, oh, I did not hit my result, I'm a failure, this sucks. Literally take a moment and say, okay, this is where I am from the time that I established this priority, this goal.
Mhm.
What was the progress that I've made? Like, what did I create? What worked really well since I established this goal, this priority? And then you're going to go back and say, well, what did not work? How come, I achieved the goal, boom, that was amazing. These are the things that worked to help me achieve the priority. But okay, I didn't really hit the target. I didn't hit the goal. What are the things that I know, I know I get to call myself out on, I get to be responsible. What are the things that did not work to help me reach my goal, right? And so really honing in today, we want to focus in and remind people, because we all get there and we're like, man, I'm doing all the right things, I'm working hard, but I'm not seeing progress. And you are probably having progress, but number one, did you take a moment to establish what is progress to you? And I know we talked about it yesterday when we were talking about action steps. A lot of times we set these goals, we set these targets, we set these priorities, but we don't have, because most things aren't like, oh, I read my, let me just use this as an example, because I really want to land this with you. So let's say if one of your priorities is your health and you want to go to bed early, right? We'll say that's one of your priorities. And so, yeah, you want to go to bed early. Hi, Rhoda. Yeah, you want to go to bed early, but that's the target, right? You want to go to bed early, right? But what are the action steps that you're holding yourself to in order to execute that consistently, right? So your action steps in order to meet in the priority of going to bed early, it would be having, winding down. Let's say it was reading a book, then taking a shower, then brushing my teeth, then what I'm saying? It's action steps in order to complete that that priority. And then after a week, after the very next day, you can check in with yourself and say, hey, how can I improve, this priority, this going to bed early? And you can do a mini session with yourself. What worked really well? Oh, I did A, B, C, D, D. I took these action steps. And then what did not work? This didn't work. I scrolled too long, or didn't take a shower, so I didn't sleep as well. I'm just making stuff. I'm trying to give examples of something that, people can relate to. And then that's how you say, okay, well, this is my improvement session. This is my reflection session. This is me reviewing, my progress. Now let me put my priority. That was like more of a continual priority. We have priorities that are ongoing priorities, but then we also have priorities that's like, okay, boom, I checked that project off. But literally, the how to measure your improvement is with you checking in with yourself. It can be a journaling session, it can be a mental session, it could just be talking out loud, it can be, reaching out to your accountability partner and ask, like, okay, what worked on my journey to achieving this priority, and what did not work? And then just accept the feedback that you get, and then from there, you go and you execute the next priority.
Yeah, and you have to ask yourself as well, like, what are you committed to completing? Because I don't. Let me know in the comments. Do you prefer insanity or do you prefer clarity? Because insanity is doing the same thing over and over again aimlessly and expecting the same result. Whereas when you get to create clarity, you create clarity based on an aim. You create it based on a vision, and knowing that the results are going to be different because you're different. You're changing always progress. There's actually evolution. There's growth. There's no stagnancy. So you got to understand that in order to get unstuck and improve, you create clarity as a result. And so we invite you to do that. Like you get to do that. You get to do that. So
yeah. So we want to just come share with you, and as we are progressing to life, remember that life is a journey. Life is a practice. And so it's not about, oh my gosh, y'all, I'm having such a huge resistant moment with myself.
What?
No, seriously, like I can't believe, like if I can't believe I'm surrendering to this. I really can't believe I'm surrendering to this. Okay, so y'all know that quote. It says it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. I used to hate that quote, and I almost said it. I almost said it right now, but I've grown a lot, since my 20s, y'all. But anyways, but it's true. That was my little breakdown in front of y'all, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually believe that now. Before I was like resisting, like, no, I need to get there. Forget the journey. But now, I'm a little older and wiser. It's about the journey. And so we get to be more present in our life. We get to be more intimate in our life. We get to lead ourselves better. And so part of that is actions and doing is definitely essential to progress. And there's also the third component of progress, and that is reviewing the process, reviewing the journey, reflecting on the journey. And also in that, we also build self-awareness, we build self-worth, because we are allowing ourselves to learn more about ourselves, what we were good at, what we weren't good at, how can we improve, how can we be more efficient on this journey. And again, I used going to bed analogy, but this goes in every area of our life. Like, constantly checking in with myself, like, how can I be, one of my priorities is to be able to lead myself better this year. And then also just be like, really improve my character with myself, if I'm being transparent. So I get to have improvement sessions with myself and say, hey, Zay, you didn't handle that well. And enroll myself and process with myself, of like where I really am. And so instead of me sabotaging and beating myself up because I didn't handle a situation well, I get to say, you know what? That didn't work. Here's some things that I can do that can work. And then I just, start again.
So let us know how you will be improving, not only this month, but this 2024. We would love to know.
Yeah.
So put that in the comments, and we will see you soon.
Also, and if y'all haven't been watching these lives, again, we are just coming every day and just sharing some of the things that we've been learning over the past few years. And one thing that we have, we're super proud of, and we have been able to support people with, is a formula that we created in order to help people follow through on their goals and their commitments. And so we actually have a free worksheet. What's up, Samantha? We actually have a free worksheet that we've been sharing. So if you need like more clarity, if you need support with like following through on your goals, your priorities, your targets, we'll put it on a link in our bios. So it's called the Prioritize and Thrive worksheet. And literally it helps you like close the loops in your brain. A lot of times we have like all these ideas and everything going on and we feel crazy, but literally having a method that can train us to be more disciplined is super supportive. So we want to share that with you. So if you're watching this video, definitely give us like a day or two so we can go in there, because we're about to get on an interview right now. But go to the link in our bio, or we'll drop it on this video as well, and get that free download. It's free, but we want to help people be more productive, be more profitable in every area of your life, and just be happier and purposeful, so we can raise the vibration of this beautiful planet we call home. So we will see you soon, and happy Thursday.
Definitely Thursday.
Talk to you later.
Thank you.